Hello, wealthy, successful, money-making traders. This is your trader's friend. Thank you for joining me today for another video. Guys, I'm so glad you can be here with me. And this is part 2 of what things successful traders have in common, or whatever it was that I called part 1. As I was closing out the video, I realized that there's some things that I didn't quite cover. So we're going to go back over that. Before you have the Aussie CAD on a 5-minute time frame, and I've switched back to the 5-minute time frame so that I can show you this a little bit easier. But we have the advantage of past price action. I know this. However, one of the things that more seasoned traders do, and I do it, I come back and I study my charts, and I study my charts. I still study my charts, seriously. I do. I look for places that there are possible advantages, or there were advantages, or whatever. But guys, the way that I trade and the way that you trade may be different. I see seasoned professionals trade in ways that just make my hair stand up on the back of my neck, but they're successful and they're very wealthy people. So it's like, yeah, but those are ways that I would never trade. But the benefit that you have is that you have seasoned traders out here saying, hey, this is the way that I do it. Learn from our mistakes and perfect your own system. There will never be a perfect system in trading because you have so many people out here trading different ways. However, you can take a little piece from Bob, a little piece from Susan, a little piece from whoever, put it together, and just take the points that help you. The stuff that you don't like, leave it out. Some people don't like the color of my candles. If that bothers you, leave it out. But the lessons, take the lessons with you. They're coming from experience. And for me, it's coming from lots of butt kicking. And there was my butt that got kicked. But let's go ahead and take a look at this chart. Now, one of the things that I mentioned in the other video was the shrinking of your chart. And I was showing you how it was that you would get levels of support. And I did this last video, but we're going to do everything together again, because people, like I said, before they get into trading, they shrink their charts and they find these levels. So you have an area of support, which you see that price has bounced off some. So you're also going to be looking for areas of resistance, and you have that right here in this chart. Now the benefit of this in your chart, and this is a whole area, so now that the market has closed, we have the benefit of having the entire area of resistance. But before we knew we had this area, if we woken up here and we had at least 1 point of resistance, then look, you see that that new level of resistance was old support here. So now we have this area of resistance. At the area of resistance, people like me, especially since you can see we're trending down, we are waiting to short. And like I said in the video, and I can't stress that enough, video 1, that one of the things that more seasoned traders have in common is the ability to wait for a trade setup. The ability to wait for a trade setup. That's why a lot of times you'll get into a trade, you'll say, okay, I'll wait and see how it's going to work, and the trade will go up. And it's like every time you decide to buy, then the market goes against you. It's like there's a computer that's on the other side waiting for your every move to go against you. Know what's happening, and just let's use this area right here. You can see you come back down to this area of support. There are people with big money waiting here. So for every tick for them, a tick on the chart is $20,000, $40,000, $100,000. So they're sitting there waiting for their ticks. So you get down here, prices come down, retested an area of support that you didn't know that was there because you didn't shrink your chart to find it. Not being condescending, but if you don't know, you can't do these things. So then that person's waiting there because they've already shrunken their chart to find that area of previous support. Did I say resistance earlier? Sorry. So then they're looking to buy down here. So they buy and price skyrockets, trapping whoever is down here. Okay, so then the other trader, and I don't want to say you, the other trader says, dang, I was wrong that time, so I'm just going to wait to make sure it's going long. It's going long nicely. They get in, bam, they get back up into this area of resistance because now we've broken out of this area. It's looking good. Guess what? Area of resistance. A lot of times price will break a previous area of resistance and come back. Look at that strong bearish candle. Why? Because you had people sitting up here waiting to sell because we were already in a downtrend. And the person who said, okay, I'm going to wait and make sure it's going long before I get in, when they got in, they got some pips, bam, price turned around and went against them. And this, guys, is in a more range bound market. In a trending market, you also have trending channels as well. But I did want to show you the reverse side of this and why it is that it works like this. And you'll see for a long time price just respected that. And you have other things that kind of help gauge the trade. Like I said, what I like to do, and you know I like the break and close of certain moving averages depending on which time frame I'm using. But for me, that's just extra confirmation. Now you have at least 3 that I can see right here. You have your level of support, and you can see how it's just been respected time and time again. So you have that level of support here. You have a reversal candle with a confirmation, plus you have the break and close above that 10 period SMA. And there are people here taking profits. So then you get price pullback. This is a better area of people taking profits. Price comes down and then it goes up the other way. Guys, I hope that wasn't confusing for you. But I do want to remind you that you can absolutely do this. One of the most important traits that you are going to possess as a trader, and you must if you're going to be successful here, is the ability to wait. So you're going to have to learn to perfect your patience. Have I done it yet? Nah, but it's much better than what it was. I was terrible when I first came, but I've learned that I have to wait for the trade that's begging me to come in and take the money. And that's, guys, where you find the advantage. And sometimes I'll wait for a trade and it looks like it's begging me to come in and take the money, bam, and I get tricked. But it's better for them to trick you than to trap you. And I just want to remind you that you can absolutely do this. You can be successful at Forex. Have a terrific, wonderful weekend.